All right, check it out. Checking in. This is the real HNIC Boxing Media Content Network. Today we're gonna be talking about the pound for pound list. Reason why I decided to start a channel is because I don't really like the media that's going out. A lot of bias, a lot of things like that. I'm starting from scratch, so bear with me, guys. You might hear stuff in the background, anything like that. Don't even worry about it. We're just trying to get the information out there and talk about the stuff that needs to be talked about because, they ain't talking about it. So basically, the pound for pound list, it goes back and forth. Teofimo Lopez, Canelo Alvarez, Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford. We can go over all that a million and one times. They're gonna change it a million and one times. That's why I'm choosing not to really go over it. But I specifically want to highlight today on the pound for pound list is this fella right here, as you see, like middleweight Jermell Charlo. You don't really see him on any of these pound for pound lists. You don't see him there. And this is a big question mark, a huge question mark. And it kind of points out a lot of the biases that we're seeing, um, specifically towards, black people. If you just look closely at what I'm showing you right now, Jermell Charlo is holding 3 of the 4 belts within his light middleweight division. His next fight is July 27th, I believe. Guess who he's fighting? He's fighting Brian Carlos Castellano, who has the last and final belt, which means he, out of all these people, is the closest to unifying and making history. You look at Terrence Crawford, who's one of the guys. You see he's the number 1 in the welterweight division. He's part of the pound for pound list. Terrence Crawford holds, as you can see, the WBO belt only. Earl Spence holds the WBC and the IBF. So Earl Spence got 2. And he won Virgil Ortiz's WBA. He said he coming for that next. And then the funny part is Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford, they holding belts. And they arguing about who A side, who, and just looking at this list, I kind of get where Terrence Crawford is coming from about, don't try to 60-40 me or 70, however many, 70-20 me or whatever whatever they trying to do. Now let's go to Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez, he only beat one guy. Well, he beat more than one. I mean, he beat some decent guys, but he only beat one guy to get all these. So he's not just like going through the steps to get to where he's going. And, take nothing from him. Take nothing from the young man at all. But I don't see where, excuse that noise. Much apologies, excuse that noise. We got a little background music. Don't worry about it. And then when you really put it all together, if you got this guy, Jermell Charlo, he's knocking guys out. I mean, he when he fights, he knocks guys out. He's collecting all the belts. He's doing it one by one. He's calling out big names. He's got his chest out, and I think that's what scares people. Like, this is a black man with his head held high. He talking his shit, and he backing it up. Let's take a look at Brian Carlos Castellano. 17 fights, 0 losses, 1 draw, and 12 KOs. Yep, his next opponent, Jermell Charlo. Who he get his draw by? He fought Laura, so that's cool. Oh, that's where he got his draw at. He fought a reputable and got his draw right there. He fought Laura and that's where he went and caught his draw. 25, 3-2. And Laura, he only got his losses from huge guys too. That's an overlooked character too. I think his brother need to fight one of them dudes next, like a Laura or somebody like that, to really get him his Canelo fight. But Canelo already saying he gonna fight these dudes, get these cats out the way. So we gonna see. But I just want to point out Jermell Charlo. Why isn't he being talked about? To me, that's confusing that he's not even being brought up in a pound for pound. Like, that's why you hear him say, like, man, this shit don't make sense, bro. Like, they be saying you could have that little pound for pound list. I don't get why. And then his next fight is fighting a guy who's holding the WBO. He's gonna unify. I mean, where's the hype behind this? But the media coverage is talking about Canelo, and I get it. Canelo's very good, and he has this resume. I get it. But what happened to boxing where the belts, like, where the champions don't matter? I know the belts don't matter, but where the champions don't matter, to where people are taking on real challenges. What happened? When did it all go south, man? When did it all go south? But I just want to big up and give Jermell Charlo his flowers while we can. You know, he even was played out of a decision controversy. That's why the only reason why he got that one loss. His next opponent. You see what he doing to these dudes. See, look at all these KOs he got on him. KO, KO, KO. This man is like, his resume is something to be looked at too. His resume is something to be looked at too. You gotta, like, man, you gotta stop with this bias in this industry, man. It's just not fair. It's just totally not fair, man. It's completely not fair. But that's why I decided to make a channel, because I'm gonna call it out. I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm gonna let y'all know what's going on. Ain't no nobody is putting these dudes on you ain't supposed to put nobody on the pedestal, but they putting Canelo on the pedestal. Nobody's putting these dudes that's chasing history on any type of pedestal. They not cover. I ain't seen them talk about him on ESPN. I haven't seen it. I hear people bring it up here and there. I hear the small media channels, they bring it up slightly, lightly. Why you ain't talking about him every day? Why y'all ain't beating motherfuckers over the head? Well, this man finna go ahead and chase history. Why? You know why? Because they don't want him to do it. And if he does do it, they want to keep a hush. They're gonna start treating him like Mayweather and saying he this and he that. Oh, he handpicked his people. Or that's what they do. That's what they do. But we ain't gonna do that, because he's fighting a champion when he can fight anybody else. So where's the excuse gonna come? And shout out to his brother too, because they ducking him too. But I already know we gonna talk about his brother in the next video. We're gonna talk about his brother in the next video, and I'm gonna go over what I think he should do to really knock this whole thing out the park, to get that Canelo fight. But anyways, we're gonna end it at that. Real HNIC. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure you subscribe and check us out again, man. We're gonna be coming out with more content all day. Thank you.